Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are back with a new tool this week in the world of sales prospecting and sales tech. And this one's a bit different. Now, over the past few weeks, we have explored plenty of tools that offer lead databases with our usual search filters like industry, company size, location, designation, and so on. But today we are diving into Clodura.AI, a platform that takes things a step further with their AI powered lead intelligence, intent data, and even their built in email and call automation features. So let's quickly see how Clodura stands out in such a market where there are lots of tools that we can use for finding, qualifying, and engaging prospects more efficiently. So when we log into Clodura, there are multiple things that it offers us, right from say prospect searching to outreach to enrichment of data, then having triggers. This is something new that you will be able to see over here in our video today. And obviously deliverability, which includes email placements and email warm up. So we'll start with the search, wherein we'll go ahead with the people search, see what's different over there. Now, when I actually go over there, the new things that I'm able to see over here is when I click on job title, in terms of the seniority level, well, there are tools that offer CXO, VP, director, and those sort of classifications. But over here, we have a direct founder classification, we have the head classification. Now, these are two that are different in comparison to what we are able to find on any other prospecting tool. Moreover, we can even search based on the revenue of the companies, their funding. So this is unique. Why? Because say for example, I want to reach out to startups that have recently raised funds or might have raised a particular fund series A, B, or their angel funds 3 years before and are now say scaled up. So and if I want to approach them to pitch about my services or product. So it's as simple as clicking the funding type, let's say angel round or series A, series B. And if you see, I directly start getting in those prospects whose companies have recently raised us funds. And I can obviously add in the start date, end date, giving me a particular range that I'm looking for, further narrowing down the audience that I'm targeting. Moreover, I can also filter based on the product or service that a particular prospect is offering. So if I'm offering, say, a particular product, I can just simply put that up and it gets filtered based on my company's product offerings rather than service offerings or any other offerings that are there. I can filter based on what all technology parameters are there. Say, for example, I want to look for companies that are using Amazon Web Services, then I can search based on that. And there are multiple other things that I can search when it comes to the technology. Then I can even search based on their website keyword. So if I'm looking, say, for an HRMS platform, so I can just put in that as a keyword over here and I'll get a list of people who are associated with companies on whose website HRMS or a particular keyword is mentioned. So this is how the people search works. And when I actually mentioned earlier about the intent signals that it offers, then there is the buyer intent. This is something that gets unlocked when you have the paid version. That's you upgrade to any of their plans. But two other features that we get are hiring intent. Seeing that who is the person hiring for? Is it for application development? So all those IT companies out there, when they want to pitch about their services also and want to be very much narrowed down to see whether a company has a requirement or not, what they can do is that they can simply select over here that whether a person is currently hiring for application development or not to qualify them on a need level. We can even do it based on job postings to see if that particular person has recently posted any jobs to see how can we further narrow it down. In the advanced filters, we have suppression. Suppressions are basically if we want to exclude a particular prospect or certain email IDs or certain websites that say are DNC or do not contact list, we can have that in place over here as well. So this was about the people search wherein we saw the different filters that were available. Now moving on to the company search. This is where things get interesting. Now we saw in the people search there were these filters like technology parameter, website keywords. What is interesting or what I found beautiful over here is that they have classified the industries in a very beautiful manner by ensuring that if a person is looking from a layman's standpoint that I want to just say search for finance companies, I don't have to go and check the financial services, banking, insurance classification. Rather, I can just select finance as a whole. So this is the sort of clarity it has brought in terms of categorizing the industry filters or the industry types. Further, in finance, also, say for example, I'm looking for NBFCs, or if I'm looking for a particular category of companies who are, say, offering loans or are insurance aggregator or fintech companies, then what I can do is I can just put in those keywords over here. Like, say, if I put NBFC over here, what I'm going to get are a list of NBFCs in India. So that is how the industry keyword works. Further, again, I have the funding, product, services, and technology parameter filters that I can use. And that is about the company filters that are there. Moreover, when you see over here, what other things that it offers is I can search for that company on Google directly by clicking over here. So if I want to do further research about a company from the list that it has provided, I can directly Google it. I don't have to manually go type the company name over there. I can just simply click over here, search on Google, and it will give me all the results that are available. Further, I can also see their organization chart. Now, this is something that if any one of you might have used LinkedIn Sales Navigator, might have seen that, okay, yeah, LinkedIn Sales Navigator does offer this. But what this particular tool has done is it has organized it further and made it very much simple for us to understand. And when you say click over here, expanding on what are the other roles apart from the CXOs, I'll be able to see department wise how many people are there, what is the data set that this particular tool has for those people. So this is how it works, giving me more clarity and helping me with more research as to whom can I target in a particular company. This is about the organization chart that Cloudera offers. And if I'm interested in directly searching for people in that company, all I can do is that in the people section over here, I'll just click on view all to get a list of all the employees in this particular company. Now, if you see, it has taken me to a company page over here wherein I have all the prospects that are employees in this particular company. Further, I even have multiple things like digital tool expenditure. This gives me an idea that how much is this company spending on digital tools. That also categorize like when it comes to engineering and product tools, sales tools, finance tools. So this is how it has classified and given me more details. When I talk about the financials, I'm able to get what is their current revenue, if there is any funding information, any acquisitions, or any other information that is relevant and is available, it gives me that. So, what I think is that Clodura is just taking company research to a next level, wherein you get all of those things that you would Google, go on LinkedIn to search, or go on Crunchbase to search about revenue, all in a single platform. It even gives hiring intent over here, showing that what is the role that they are currently hiring for. And in terms of technologies, we get to see that, okay, what is their tech stack. In terms of newsfeed, we get to understand that if this particular company was mentioned in news recently, and in job section, we are able to see what are their current job postings. So as I said, we get a complete company research done on this platform itself, and that helps in terms of making our prospecting much more stronger. So this was about their search and prospecting features. Next, we come to the outreach part. Now, when I talk about outreach, we have the automated sequences. Now, I'll quickly move into showing you what is something unique about this. Now, if you see, I've already created a test over here and I'll just quickly click on edit sequence. So when we talk about the framework, when I actually want to add an email, what all options do I get in terms of creating the email is one, I can either directly have my own draft added over here. But the interesting thing is that write with AI, wherein I can define whether this will be my first message, will be my follow up, will it be an invitation for an event. So multiple categorization has been directly given for us to create an email as per certain approaches. At the same time, it has even defined what sort of a tone do we need. Ideally, if you see in other tools, when we are about to use the write with AI feature, we have to give it a prompt, and it is quite open-ended. What this particular tool has done is it has classified that, okay, what all things do we need to keep in mind, before actually drafting that email. I just simplified in such a way that instead of writing a more detailed prompt, we just have to input a couple of things like what type of email do I want, what should the tone be, if I want it to be assertive, if I want it to be conversational, I can keep it that way. Moreover, in terms of adding our offerings, we just simply have to write a couple of phrases and we are quite sorted. So here I'll just say, for example, take B2B lead generation services. That is what we offer. And in order to personalize, it has asked us that what is the industry that we are targeting to approach or to pitch about our services or products. So in this case, let me just take financial services as one such example. And I would even want to add that what is the level of seniority of the person or the prospect that I would want to reach out to, or for whom I want this email drafted. I'll take that as founder for now. If I want to add any call to action like book a meeting, I can add that and I can even add a link to it. If there is any special instruction like focusing on value, not features, personalizing wherever possible, I can add that. So this is the level of precision that this particular tool has been able to bring. So now say for example, I've added away a personalize wherever possible. I'll just quickly click on generate and immediately it will start creating that particular draft, and within seconds I already have it over here. Now I can proofread this and I can even use their check spam feature to see if this particular email can be marked as spam or not. So over here, as you can see, I'm getting a score of 3.7. When you use their paid feature, what all you get is in terms of helping you figure out where can you improve in terms of not getting it marked as spam. It gives the domain health, it gives that in the email body and in the subject what all changes can we make. So this is the level of accuracy also this tool provides when it comes to the email outreach, and this is something that I found very different in comparison to other tools. What else can we do using their email automation tool is, if say for example a prospect has read my email and I want to get notified about it, and yes, here this particular prospect has read the email, I can just click over here on email me when read and it gives me that notification. And that is about the uniqueness of this tool's email automation. When I talk about their enrich, it's very simple that we just have to provide a list or a CSV wherein if we found a prospect data and we feel that there's certain missing fields like industry, company size, and if we even want to find emails of these prospects, then it's a very simple thing that we have to upload it and we get our enriched CSV. Now there's something that they are still working on and it will come in soon, and I cannot wait to explore this as well. Coming to the last aspect of this tool, that is the triggers. What are triggers are basically anything that a company or a prospect is putting out on any channel. Like if someone is looking to hire for a particular role, if someone is say raising any funds or acquiring any company. So there are multiple triggers that we can search for. When we see over here, the categories are acquisition, announcements, expansion, funding, and multiple such categories are there for us to get those intent data. So this is how Clodura has been collecting different intent driven insights through news and is connecting that with a particular company or a particular person to give us those insights. So yes, this was it. This was about Clodura. This was about how this platform is changing the entire way in which company research can be done with depth. So if you feel that this tool can make change for you in your sales process, then please do try it out. And if you found this helpful, please do like and subscribe to our channel, because we'll keep on making such videos, keep on exploring new tools. And thank you so much for watching this one.